There's an endless amount of games to choose from, and sometimes it's just easier to play something more familiar. I like to think of this as comfort food gaming. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying comfort food, but eating only your favorite foods can have you missing out on other meals that you might enjoy. But is it so bad to stick to your favorite food, or in this case, your favorite games? Or should we try to balance the comfortable experiences with new ones as well? Hey, how's it going? My name is Dan, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk your ear off about video games. For a while now, my comfort food game has been everyone's favorite looter shooter, Destiny 2. Its ongoing story, solid gameplay, and the fact that I've got a group of friends that I enjoy playing the game with has kept me coming back. Meanwhile, I'm sitting on an embarrassingly long list of unfinished games and a heap of other ones that I plan to start but haven't yet. I feel like this might happen to a lot of people where they've got time to play video games, they're not actually held up by their schedule, but they might not want to start something new because sometimes that takes effort. But as this has continued for me with Destiny 2, I've found that there's lots of pitfalls that come with just sticking to one game. And in my case, it might go without saying, but it's really hard to consistently review different games when I find myself playing one game almost all the time. So to combat this, I've been trying to squeeze in time for other games, but this has led to a series of false starts. It's almost like I'm paying full price to try games in a demo-like format where I'm getting a taste of what they're like, I'm learning enough about them, and I wind up sharing the ones that I enjoy with you on lists. I feel like you guys are getting a bird's eye view into how this YouTube channel operates, and part of the reason I'm making this video is because I want to get more focused. I'm fighting for my attention span's life here. But like I said earlier, it's not like I'm playing Destiny 2 and not having a blast with the game, so let's talk about why I keep coming back to it. One of the biggest reasons I come back to Destiny 2 almost on a daily basis is because it's easy for me to pick up and play and get my friends involved and just have fun. But on top of that, my character and all the gear that I've got for that character are very high level, they're very good, and I can take on some really fun challenges right away. So you mean to tell me that on one hand, I've got this brand new game that I've got to learn and level up my character in, but on the other hand, I've got this game that I'm really good at with friends who are even better than me at the game? I'm gonna choose the world where I am a living god among men, and I'm gonna kick some butt in Destiny. I feel like that's the internal conversation that happens when I play a game that's new and I have to learn it. There's almost this little guy in the back of my head that's like, dude, just go play the game that you're awesome at. But I want to try new games. I want to make sure that I challenge myself and try new things because, again, that's one of the points not only of this channel, but my enjoyment of gaming as a pastime. And these are the back and forth games that I play with myself, and I'm sure you can relate on some level because it's really easy, especially in the adult life of a gamer, to just play what feels good. And another big reason Destiny 2 specifically keeps me coming back for more is the fact that there's a little bit of sunken cost going on here. I've been playing Destiny 2 since 2014 for 10 years, actually 11 technically. And over that last decade, this game has become a staple in my rotation between different groups of friends, different things that are happening in the game, different things that I want to do with it. After all this time, I'm extremely invested in the world that Bungie has created with Destiny. And as the game continues beyond its initial 10-year plan, I'm excited to see what's next, and that's just another reason why I keep playing Destiny 2 over other games. Not to mention the fact that Destiny 2 has become a primary source of socialization for me because after a long day, I've got some friends who are ready to hang out, shoot the breeze, and also shoot some aliens in a video game. We're tackling challenges, but we're also talking about our days and just having fun goofing off. And sometimes I have to decide, do I want to talk to people tonight or do I want to play video games alone? And depending on how my day was, how social I was that day, I might choose one or the other. But on top of that, these friends have also been assisting me in completing my Destiny pin collection, which is on that banner over. I'm gonna go get it. Oh my god, it's getting so heavy. I've shown this before. There's more pins now than there was the last time we talked about it. Each of these represents either a season in Destiny or a challenge that I've had to complete with my friends, or a series of challenges. There's lots of them. If you look, I've got a spot over here, which is for 2024's challenges, and then a spot over here, which is for the last content pin that I'm going to be earning. And then this banner, so heavy, will be considered, as far as I'm concerned, finished. A really good look at the last 10-ish or so years, because I didn't really start collecting the pins until way later. It does represent a lot of my time with the game, and I'm really proud of it. This collection will be done soon, and I don't plan on starting a new one because, I mean, even pins take up space. It's just a really good bookend for my experience with the game, at least as far as it's come up to this point. Come on. Oh. So ideally, the pins being a reason that I keep coming back to the game might also turn into the reason that I slow down on it and play it in a more controlled way. Because unlocking those things takes a lot of effort and time, and having that effort and time be alleviated, I can just focus on the game as a fun thing to do with my friends. There's a story to play, there's stuff to do, and it doesn't have to come back to also having to earn these triumphs. And that brings me to my plan to rebalance my gaming diet. And if you're in a similar position as I am with a video game that you want to play less of but still enjoy, then maybe some of this can help you as well. So one approach I've been experimenting with is gamifying my video game backlog. To do this, I'm gonna be using an app called GG, but I think the website's ggapp.io. I'll link it down below in the description in case you want to sign up for it. And as a matter of fact, I'll share my profile as well so we can keep each other accountable. Anyway, this app was made by somebody who, you guessed it, wanted to organize their backlog better. So they made this app and they shared it with the world. There are some paid for tiers, but the app works just fine for free as well. You can add games to your list, you can set their play status, so if you're playing them right now or not, you can set whether or not you've completed them, or you can put them on your backlog. Sometimes I find myself getting caught up in apps like this, like when I want to be more productive, I'll download Notion or ClickUp or all these different things. And this was one of those things for a minute, but it's actually a lot of fun to fill out your gaming library. I would strongly recommend not going through every single game you own, but starting with the ones that you've got floating around in your head right now. And on top of that, I would absolutely add your comfort food game to that list because it is a game you're playing. You can leave a game perpetually on playing if you want to. This next tip is a little more personal, but if you like posting stuff on the internet, then I think it applies to you as well. Since a lot of my experiences playing video games wind up on this YouTube channel and they will continue to wind up here, then I'm just gonna double down on that. I'm gonna start sharing clips from my favorite experiences playing certain games. They might not have any rhyme or reason, but that's sort of what the shorts feed is for. And on top of that, streaming has been a really fun way for me to share my experiences playing video games, and I wanna do more of that as well. And right now, live streaming has been more of a casual side of what we're doing over here. It's not exactly a consistent effort, but I think over time we can make it one. And the whole point of me saying that I'll be sharing my gameplay online more is that maybe that'll help you feel more inspired to play your games as well. One thing I've learned throughout all this time that I've spent making videos online and sharing them with you is that it's a lot of fun to do. So if you get in the habit of recording your gameplay somehow and something funny happens, then I encourage you to share it as a YouTube short or even a YouTube long form video. And whether or not it gets views, you can still share that with your friends and be like, hey, this funny thing happened in the game I was playing, you should check it out. And that could be just a fun way to catalog your time playing video games. Well, yeah, sure, you're gonna kick my butt with your little magic spells. And one more thing I'm gonna work into my habits as I explore different games is hopping between different genres. Part of the reason I return to my comfort food game a lot is because sometimes I'll bombard myself with the same kind of game over and over again. So moving forward, I'm gonna look at the genre of the game that I'm interested in, and then I'm going to say, okay, this is the roguelike or the action adventure game that I'm gonna play for a while, and then from there, I'm gonna move on to the next game, which could be a turn-based RPG or a strategy RPG or something totally different. Of course, this doesn't mean to seek out genres you don't like. Like, I'm not gonna put visual novels on my list just because I have to change things up. That being said, there's probably some good ones out there that I have not played and would love, so if you have any recommendations for visual novels, let me know in the comments. Because in the end, that's what this is all about. Trying different things, exploring different kinds of video games, seeing all these cool worlds that people have created for us. I can't stress enough, people create worlds with video games and we get to run around in them and do all sorts of weird stuff. That's never not gonna be cool. And while playing different games can be really fun, it's also important to have something you can turn to for some guaranteed chill time, but you have to balance how much you're playing that as well. Now that this is all out of my head, I feel great. I feel sort of relieved because I was holding off on uploading videos because I haven't really tried any games that inspired me to make a video in a bit. And that's when I realized that it's because I wasn't mindfully enjoying video games. I was sort of just sticking to my comfort food game. And that's when a video from I'm Animali popped up on my recommendations, and it was a video about backlogs, and she was talking about why we get stuck in backlogs and some fun ways to get out of that rut. This video was was absolutely inspired by hers. I'll link it below in the comments, but it also inspired me to think a little more critically about what I was playing and how I can enjoy my time a little better. And to take that a step further, that critical thinking is gonna help me make videos that I'm really excited about. Because that false start mentality that I was in, where I was starting games and stopping them, led to me just firing off lists that made sense to do, but we haven't done a review in a while, and I think that's something I want to fix. I feel like this video turned into a confession about my backlog and why my uploads have been the way they have been, but here we are. Before you go anywhere, let me know in the comments if any of this resonated with you at all. Let me know what your comfort food game is, and let me know what fun game you want to try next. If you like this video, make sure you like the video, and if you really like this video and you want to see more of this, then make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. And if you've got a friend who's sort of stuck in their comfort food game, then maybe share this video with them and they can sort of relate to what's going on with that and possibly break out of it. Anyway, thank you very much for letting me talk your ear off about comfort food games and why they aren't so great sometimes, and I will see you in the next video.